guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm here discussing my January faves for 2018. I know that I didn't do a favorites video in December. Yeah, I did like a year-end video for December, so it feels like it's been a really long time since I've sat down and discussed some of my favorite products and different things. Jump right on in. If you guys want to see what I picked for my favorites for this month, then keep on watching. Being that it is the first month of the new year, everybody's taking full advantage of, crushing the resolutions and, getting in the gym, getting on their fitness, and doing the things that are going to better themselves for the year. Be sure to link my resolutions down below for a full breakdown of all the things that I want to accomplish within the year. And I think it's important to not only write them down, but to keep yourself accountable for these things too. This month has flown by. Not even gonna lie, like this month has been insanely busy. I started the year out in New York City for the Winter Classic, which I'll link the travel with me video down below. And it was such a whirlwind. It was such a crazy experience down there. It was so cold, but it was so worthwhile because that was probably one of the better games I have seen, especially an outdoor game. And then just coming back and getting myself prepared for the mindset that hey, you had your fun in New York City, you had your fun, doing whatever, dicking around for the last of last year, but now it is time to establish some goals. This year's a big year for me because I'm going to be 25, so it's now it's time to start establishing those things that adults do, which is scary to think that I'm considered an adult. But anyway, the rest of the month, it was kind of just basically building, routines and accomplishing goals, small goals for the larger goals. So it was a stepping stone. It was a trial. They always joke and say that January is a trial month. Well, it was. So this month I actually got an opportunity to go to our mayor's gala, which is a fundraising event for the city that I work for. And it was a fun opportunity to get dressed up, dolled to the nines, and really just kind of kick back and enjoy time with my new work family, so to speak, and just really enjoy yourselves. And then at the very end of the month, the last thing that was kind of a big thing that I did this month was the AHL All-Star Games, which is the American Hockey League, and that was held in Utica, which is 15 minutes from where I live. And I'd gone to a All-Star game before, or the All-Star Classic weekend that they call it, and it was a lot of fun, and I got to go with a friend that I don't really get to see that often, but when I do, it's always a fun time. So it was really exciting. It was a lot of fun things in the first month while trying to balance and keep everything afloat when it came to staying accountable for my resolutions and staying accountable for the things that I wanted to accomplish for myself. When I sat down to brainstorm the items for January for my favorites, because I just kind of, there were points of the month where I was using products and I was oh my god, this is absolutely a favorite. But when I actually sat down to brainstorm, I was I can't think of anything. So this month's favorites video is kind of a little different. I think there's really only 2 or 3 beauty items that I have inside, but oops. So the first item inside our favorites this month is actually a perfume sample that I forgot that I had. One that I've been really loving is Something Wild, which is in this collection. I sprayed Something Wild. The first thing I thought of was almost that this would be really complimentary to the Bum Bum Cream, which we already know is a lifetime favorite. Other favorites of mine for this month has been my Kate Spade Dahlia Medium Agenda. And that is because I finally have found a system that works for me when it comes to my set agenda. I will link the blog post that I did about how I set up my agenda, how I utilize my agenda every single day. And there is a little bit more of a breakdown, but this has been my Bible and my savior, where I look at this thing multiple times a day. I've made the switch from Lily Pulitzer to Kate Spade. I still will always love Lily agendas, but it's fun to try something different, and this for me has been working. Next item that I have inside my favorites this month is actually not physically here because it's in my bathroom, so that kind of gives it away, but that would be the Briogeo Scalp Revival charcoal shampoo that I received in my Ipsy bag this month. I couldn't have received that product at a better time, as I mentioned in that video, which I'll link down below. And when I tested it, I really loved the results that I felt immediately. It was one of those things that I started shampooing my hair and I could feel just the cooling sensation of the tree oil and the charcoal and everything working together. I will say also that my hair has been significantly healthier feeling when it comes to my scalp. I don't have the itchies as much. I don't have flakiness. I don't have dandruff, which is huge. It's 100% something that was by far my favorite product. I got in a beauty subscription out of all 3 for the month, and that was the weirdest sounding thing ever. Another item inside my favorites this month is a book that I read, which I don't physically have on with me because it was borrowed from the library. I read Option B from Sheryl Sandberg, who is one of the CEOs over at Facebook, and that was one of those stories that it was something that I probably wouldn't have picked up for myself if it wasn't a recommendation on the Skim, which you guys know is one of those services that I use quite frequently and I recommend to everybody. However, she writes this story about how she overcomes adversity, builds resilience, and finds joy again after her husband passes away unexpectedly while on vacation. And you would think that this is like a grief counseling book and that this would be something that, oh, if I'm struggling with grief, like this is a step-by-step, and it's not. And it was one of those things for somebody like myself who has suffered through very difficult times in my life and in close proximity to one another too. It was interesting to see how somebody else handles grief in a different light. I 100% would recommend this book. I will link the blog post of the book review that I did for it. And in that book, I took a lot more away than just how do I deal with grief when somebody dies. It was more so like how to learn how to be more self-compassionate towards yourself, to stop being as hard on yourself. And I'm a very difficult person when it comes to that because I am the hardest thinker and the most critical person to myself. And reading that really kind of opened my eyes to realize that it's okay to be not okay. And yeah, it was definitely one of those books that was an eye-opening type of thing. And I'm very glad that I took the time to read it, especially at the start of the year, because now it was like, now I have this clear thought going forward, like how can I utilize the most of my time? Last thing, which would be the intangible item for January, would be probably the feeling of fresh beginnings. Now, when I ended 2017, I was still on like a roller coaster of emotions because I had started a new job. I was, you know, really just trying to get a grasp back on my life, being that I had worked a set schedule for so long, and to finally like feel, I don't know, I guess the word is at ease with situations. One of those things that I was still learning how to adjust and how to cope. And with 2018, it's been a fresh beginning, as I mentioned before, setting up those routines to kind of, I guess, make the most out of my time has definitely been something that has been a favorite because I now feel comfortable when it comes to my routines during the day. I finally feel as if I have a grasp back on my life again, which, like, I say it as if like my life was in a downward spiral, which it wasn't. I gave myself the rest of the last year to kind of just, you know, get used to situations, to get used to scenarios, and, you know, it was like enough is enough. Now is your time to like get back into your routines and to get back onto your healthiness and to like get back on, you know, learning new things. And I definitely feel that January in all was a very good month in terms of setting up those stepping stones, I guess, to making sure that 2018 can potentially be the best year yet. January was, again, more or less just time for myself, making it a very selfish month, to doing the things that I needed to do. And I think I really accomplished that. Again, I feel that routines are definitely in place. I definitely feel that this year will be a good year. And with January being so successful, I can only imagine that 2018 is going to go up from here. Again, so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. If you like my videos and if you like my content and if you like me, feel free to subscribe by hitting the button down below and getting notified when I post new favorites. So I will be sure to link my blog down below so you guys can check that out over at Life with Sarah or at sarahlock.com, 2 H's, 2 K's. And I will also list all of my social media platforms down below too, so you can follow me wherever I might be. Thank you guys again. Take care. Love you always. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.